For people listening who may not know,
Yes.
okay, what the fuck is Sweet Chick?
Sweet Chick is, a restaurant that I opened 5 years ago in Brooklyn. I knew the neighborhood. I wanted to open a spot that was just really for the neighborhood. I didn't set out to say, I want to open a restaurant, partner with a celebrity, and open up multiple restaurants across the country and grow this brand into a big thing. Again, when I say I'm a hustler, I'm always in my mind, I'm always going to be thinking about what's next, right? But really what I wanted to do was open a spot that people in the neighborhood that I lived in fucked with and would come to a couple of times a week and have a good fucking time.
So how do you come up with Sweet Chick? Like, where does that come up from?
So, I had a burger spot. That was the first place I ever opened that was already open for...
What was the name of it?
It was called Pops. It was a little burger spot. That was my first, business.
How old were you?
I was, that's 12 years ago, so I was 28.
Okay.
So when I opened up Pops, or 27 when I opened up Pops. So I had already had that in the neighborhood. I found the spot where the original Sweet Chick is. That's what happened first. I found the spot. I knew the guy who had it. It was an Asian spot. He was going out of business, and it was a corner spot. I liked it. So it was like, all right, what can we do there that's going to be fun? Is this, that, and the other? So I heard the story about how chicken and waffles was originated in New York in the jazz clubs. And I got to thinking, I said, there's no chicken and waffle spot, right, in New York that's like, like the Roscoe's of New York.
Sure,
you got a couple of spots in Harlem that are known for chicken and waffles and whatnot. But then I took it a step further and said, what can I build around that? Because, I'm a fan of that, and it kind of had a cult following at the time. I wouldn't even say chicken and waffles is as big as it is now than it was 5 years ago. And I was kind of like, I felt almost a little offended because I was like, LA gets the credit for chicken and waffles. The South obviously owns fried chicken. And I was like, I kind of almost felt like, damn, we need our own shit.
In New York, meaning?
In New York, I was like, we need our own shit that's like, that could be a staple for that food. But then I took it a step further saying like, how can we use that as a vehicle for other flavors? How can I add to the experience? So the cocktail program, right, had to be special and important and thought out. And then it was also like a neighborhood spot. I don't know if the neighborhood is going to come out to eat fried chicken and waffles 2 to 3 times a week and come into the spot. So I was like, let's build a menu around it. So like, we're known for chicken and waffles, but you can go into any Sweet Chick tonight and on the special board it might be a seared duck breast. We have a braised octopus as an appetizer. The list goes on. So what I'm calling it, and we kind of came up with this name in my office, is new American comfort food. Because you always hear that new American food. Like, oh, what's that new restaurant? Oh, it's new American, right? So it's like basically they're saying it's fancy fucking American food. But we're new American comfort food. So it's like a twist on Southern food. Obviously chicken and waffles involved there. But we're experimental and we're trying to create amazing fucking dishes. So, I'm not a chef by nature. So I brought in amazing chefs. I said, I can't just have a dude who can cook a line, for a regular restaurant. Sure. I was like, I got to have somebody who's got talent, somebody who's creative. I want to.
How do you find somebody like that, though?
Really through friends. That's really how I found, the original crew that opened the restaurant with me was through friends. My original general manager, Kyle, shout out to Kyle.
Kyle.
Yeah, he was living down on the block. And I had just bumped into him and I knew he was managing another restaurant. And he had just left there. So I was just like, yo, what's up? I actually hired this girl first. And I realized very quickly, I said, I can't open this restaurant with this girl. She just doesn't actually have the experience. And I bumped into him and I was like, yo, I'm opening this fucking spot, man. So if you're looking for something, come rock with us. So he came, took a look. He was like, cool, I'm in. Same with the chef. I almost opened the chef with the restaurant with a different chef. And right before we started doing tastings, I realized like this guy can't pump out, the amount of food that I needed to do to get this restaurant going, and kind of did a last minute. It's the New York hustle, man. It's like always find a fucking way out.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you maneuver that?
Not to cut you off, but
yeah.
How did you realize that they couldn't pump that out? Like how did you?
I just saw the signs. Like there's a few things, right? So one thing, trust, right? I gotta fucking trust you 100,000%. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what? I'm not gonna be a micromanager. I'm not going to I'm not going to be on your ass about every little fucking thing. If I'm hiring you because you have a specific fucking skill that I don't have, then you better be on point with it. And if you tell me something that you can accomplish something and you fall short of that, I have to find, I kind of think that there's something suspect going on. Like if you tell me, yo, I can accomplish this. I understand people are always going to have bumps in the road and things to work out. And I'm always there to support that and try to help all of us collectively find out how we can always be better. But if you're going to tell me something and it's kind of comes across as if like you just sold me a fucking, you know, what's that saying? A bag of fucking grapefruits? I don't know.
Or you sold the Verrazano Bridge.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't buying it, you know? So I gotta check that, and then I gotta make my move to move on. You know, it's like I can't, you know, you talked earlier about putting people on. It's like this ain't just, I want this to be a great experience for everybody that works for me. Like we have people that have been with us since day one at all of our restaurants, but you also got to fuck with us.
How many employees would you say you have in total?
Now we're close to 200 employees.
God damn. And you started off with just you and a couple other people?
Yeah, me and a couple other people. The people who opened the first restaurant, I was just in the new restaurant we're opening fucking next fucking week. Mm-hmm. And one of the employees who's been with me the whole time, a server named Holly, she walked into the queen spot because she's going to be training the new employees. And you know, Holly's not the only one. There's a bunch of them. They've been there since fucking, and you know, that's like normal to say in a corporate world, right? Like if you work for Pepsi, if I'm the CEO of Pepsi and I go, oh, fucking Joe Schmo, he's been here for 15 years, he's worked his ass, or General Electric, they've been here for 25 years. This is the restaurant business. Sure. You don't get a job as a fucking server to be a server forever. All of these people have passions.
What do you mean, you get your foot in the door?
No, you're just paying your rent. You're in New York City. You're a kid, like I'll take Holly, for example. She's a girl from Nashville. She's up here trying to be a dancer. You know, I don't know all the intricacies of what she wants to do with her life, but she has her own dance company. I think it's called Of Bones. Mm-hmm. And, you know, she needs to pay her rent, too. So she's pursuing what she loves, which we always try to support.
For sure.
And I've actually sponsored some things in the past for her with some beer and stuff. And I'm just giving you one example.
Sure.
But, you know, they don't come here they just got to pay their rent. She doesn't want to be a professional server forever. Some people do. And some people do graduate to become managers of the store and then regional managers, right? So like some people want to climb this as we grow because we're obviously growing and we want to promote from within. So I'm always going to welcome that. But some people, they want to pursue their dreams, and at some point, hopefully their dreams come true. But if they don't, hopefully there's also a home that we can build for them here.